Cody versus Malachi Black. I think I like Malachi Jones better for a name, but nevertheless, sounds like an old Western sidekick. Well, there's old Malachi Jones. Everybody was talking about this and what happened. I'm not sure that I see how Paul Lee thought that this was the guy to beat Brock Lesnar, or that he was going to sell Vince McMahon on that. And he didn't, which is why they went with Drew McIntyre. But in this environment, he looks like a badass. And he's big enough because everybody else is so small, and he's got all the tattoos and the weird eye and a different style of working. So he's different and he stands out. I thought that they'd almost shit the bed when Cody went to the top rope and Malachi jumped up and kicked him, and Cody paused for the 2 seconds and then sprang off the top and he went through the table. It was almost a fucking dive like into a pool.
Cody threw himself through the table.
Yes. And I mean, after a hesitation. So, and then he milks the count out and crawls in to beat the count, and Malachi Black hits his kick, which was nice looking and fairly close, and put his foot on his chest 1, 2, 3 and pins Cody. And then leaves so that then Cody can do the emoting. He does the promo where he's selling and he's down and he's defeated.
And by the way, I have to commend AEW's medical team. You saw the condition Cody was in, throwing a child's crutch into the ring. Brilliant move I never would have thought of to help this victim. Great job.
Well, that's the thing. There's Tony Schiavone in the ring, and there's Cody selling, and Tony hands him a fucking crutch for a midget. The crutch was no more than 3 feet tall and it looked like a toy. And he's obviously, he was trying to lean on it and figure out how to, because it's been handed to him on live TV, and then he put it in the corner. And of course, it was supposed to be used later on, but I'm sure they envisioned an actual crutch and not, you know, what Tiny Tim hobbled to the Christmas tree with on Saturday or on Christmas morning. And so, and then explain the line to me. He said, Cody said to Tony, all I wanted to do was win the title they took away from my daddy in the garden.
I don't know what garden he's speaking of. And I can't imagine what title he's speaking of. His father, of course, wrestled Billy Graham for the title several times in 1977, 78. And then I don't think he ever got another title shot in the garden.
But it's a great babyface line. All I wanted to do was win the title they took away from my daddy in the garden. I can hear Dusty saying it, but nobody ever took the title away from Dusty in the garden or anywhere else. Anyway, so he says that he's got the midget crutch. This promo took longer than the match. He gave a long AEW rah-rah speech and started teasing it was time to hang it up, retirement. He takes off one of his boots, and then Malachi comes in and grabs the midget crutch and whacks him over the fucking back with it and steals his boot. Nobody thought, okay, we need a crutch. Anybody got a crutch? Don't have a crutch? We got a problem. Nobody thought, hey, we got a crutch. Anybody got a crutch? We got a crutch. What's crutch look like? Is it long enough that Cody could conceivably lean on it without bending over? And so that brought an element of comedy into Malachi Black's evisceration of Cody Rhodes. But that was that show on August the 4th. That drew over 1 million people too. They're back down below 1 million. Until next week, when their new acquisitions will probably be starting, and they'll be back through the roof again for about 4 weeks until everybody figures out that this is going to be the same old shit with them. But that was that show. Closing thoughts on that program?
Well, I mean, going back to the Cody thing, again, he's been booed in recent weeks. Like I told you, I thought would happen before they went back to live shows. He's been booed. Malachi's been cheered. Malachi's clearly the cooler guy in the feud.
Yeah.
And Cody goes right to this fake retirement speech and litters in some stuff to make people think it could be real about fighting with the other executives and this and that. And then the Malachi thing, I don't know. It just felt like another Cody thing where there's an idea, and the idea may have at one point worked in classic wrestling, but it was probably applied in a completely different way, probably on more than one episode of a show. But Cody always, There's elements of old school wrestling in his stuff, but it always just kind of goes awry at some point. And then Cody gets to take another break. This happened last year with Brody Lee. It was the same time of year when he had to go film that TBS show where all of a sudden he's off TV.
How many times has this been now that somebody beat Cody in less than 5 minutes, right flat in the middle, and fucking boom, and then he goes off and does a TV show that they're promoting. He just got his ass kicked, and he's so upset about it, he's gone off to do a reality show. They're promoting this. You can't even hide. It's not like they've sent him to Amarillo to work the territory for 6 weeks while he's supposed to be injured, and nobody will know. They're promoting the show on the same. Oh my God,
I want to see what would happen if Cody Rhodes could work 6 weeks in a fucking row in front of those fans. I want to see what's going to happen because Cody is here and gone nonstop for the last year and a half. Since the pandemic started, since maybe right before it. He's been here and then he's gone. Then he pops back in, then he's gone. The booking's bad. The feuds are bad.
I'm just telling you right now, by the way, when this reality show, Roads to Cleveland or whatever it is, I'll watch one just to get a good whiff of it, but I don't watch reality TV, and I'm especially not going to watch reality TV when it's an excuse for Brandy Runnels to have a television program.
I saw in the commercial, I think one of the quotes from her, I'm paraphrasing, was, we go out there and we break our necks for these people. And I'm thinking, no one's asking you to do that.
No, we're asking you to stay in the back and don't do anything for the people. Let the people fend for themselves.
Stay home, relax, take it easy. That's all we're asking you to do. Don't break your neck. Don't take any more bumps, ever. I'm okay with that.